What were you in the clink for? Or was she?
She was in the clink. Yeah.
She was in the clink.
Yeah, she murdered our kids.
Oh, you had kids?
We had 9 kids.
Wow.
Offed them all. And when I say offed them all, she sprayed them with off while they were sleeping. And one day I said, "Oh, you're pests." And she took that pests off, deep woods off, right in their mouths. Wow. Poor little bastards. All 9 of them in one night. Shouldn't have put them in the tent.
Did your wife speak English?
Pardon me?
Did your wife speak English?
She did not. No, she was Vietnamese.
I see.
Yeah, that was her name. How did you know? I see.
You're riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway Show.
Harland Williams.
Well, I like to spend the night.
Oh, did you bring your sleeping bag from
No,
Walmart?
I have my sheets. Where'd you get that soda?
I said you could. Oh, do you want headphones
Cans.
or no?
We call them cans.
Cans?
Yeah.
What's this then? If these are
nice.
cans, what's this?
That is a jug.
You know.
No, where I come from, it's called a jug.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where I come from, this is called headphones.
Oh, that's
So
can.
it's weird how we're ass backwards already.
Well, ask me where I come from.
Where do you come from?
Jugland.
No way.
Juglandia.
Jughead. Oh, wait. I want to hit the theme. Do you like theme music, or do you get a
love it.
rash?
No, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else might be watching. I mean, I attract ladies and gentlemen. I know you do, but do you think there's other people, other sects of society watching you and I?
Probably, but I can tell you, Harlan, that I do attract ladies and gentlemen, but when they leave, they're no longer ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, really?
You understand?
Sounds like you kind of just use them.
Well, I don't know who uses who. I mean, we both use
Right.
each other, and that's the way it is in life. You know, you get what you can, and they get what they can.
There's that word can again.
Yeah.
Cans, can, jugs,
And we can do this.
Jughead from Riverdale. What? Welcome to the Harland Highway. Kevin Nealon is here. Canadian comedian. You're not Canadian. You wish.
But, you know, people think I'm Canadian because I'm a
What?
comedian, and I'm from Connecticut, and I was on
Yeah.
SNL. There's a lot of Canadians on that show, apparently.
Yeah.
So they assume that I'm Canadian, and I'm very, very nice.
Yeah, you are really nice.
I mean, to drive all the way to Detroit to do this,
I know. Thank you so
my
much.
God.
From LA to Detroit, and you did it overnight. And you said you slept at the Shell station with
no, I
your...
slept in my car. I have the self-driving car.
Oh, so you slept across the whole country.
Yeah, well, a couple of states.
Wow.
And you know what? I went to bed in where was it? Oh, it was in Arizona.
Oh.
I woke up in Nebraska, and what a beautiful morning it was.
Wow. So you fell asleep in Arizona.
Yeah,
Your self-driving car.
self-driving
and
car. I
you
woke up in Nebraska.
to a beautiful
Oh,
sunset.
I'm telling you, sunrise.
Oh,
And
sunrise.
across
Sorry,
the cornfields, and there was a lot of blood on the front of my car, and like cow, like hairs.
Yeah.
So I think throughout the night I might have been hitting a few animals in the road, but still I had a good night's sleep.
God, you can really sleep.
Oh, I mean, I was out. Bad thing is I got up 3 times to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm a little roughed up from that, but yeah, no, it was good. It was
Wow. Did you ever have a scenario where there was like a scarecrow sticking out of the sunroof or?
good. Well, it's funny you should say that.
Oh, God.
Because I had 2 scarecrows in the trunk.
Oh.
But they were there when I left because I brought those with me.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be in a Walmart parking lot because a lot of times there's crows that, they're always landing and eating French fries and so you don't want crows around your vehicle. So you whip out a few scarecrows. And, yeah.
But the thing is, the scarecrows only scare crows.
Yeah.
They don't scare other types of birds. Like we had some pelicans following
Okay.
us because we were driving along the ocean.
Wow.
Which is maybe not the best route to get to Detroit, but man, I like to take in the whole country. And so I had some scare penguins in the back as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Black and white.
If you want them black and white, they got all kinds of colors.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I am.
Here it comes.
When somebody says, "I'll tell you this,"
Oh,
it's
here it
bad.
comes. No, what is it?
Here's what it's even worse. Can I see you for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're either going to get fired or you're going to get canceled.
Yeah. Who said that to you, though?
Oh, well, actually, the Scarecrow said that to me.
Whoa,
I got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm here now.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And
I love it that you're here. You know why? And it could be a bit dangerous because we're both Scorpios. You're the 18th and I'm the 14th.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't even go in for all that stuff. I don't really believe it.
I know, but I feel like a dangerous energy in the room between us right now in the studio. Like I feel electricity.
All kidding aside, Harland.
Yeah.
When you tell a woman that you're Scorpio, they go, ooh, and they
Right.
get the cross with their fingers.
No, everyone does it.
Yeah.
Everyone has an adverse reaction to scorpions.
Even Scorpios do.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, you go, what's your, wait, I got to do a girl's voice. What's your sign?
Scorpio.
Ah!
Yeah. Where you going? Where you going?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
And what I also hate is that we're scorpions, but we're a water sign. Now,
Is that right?
scorpions live in the desert, bro, Safiash.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Have
There's
you ever?
no water in the desert. So
you
why are
know-
we a water sign? Shouldn't we be a sand sign?
You know what? It goes back. It goes back decades.
I get so mad.
I understand.
But we're similar in the way that we're scorpions, and this could be the good side of this podcast. We're Scorpios. We both are writers. We both do comedy. We're both actors, and we've both been on Saturday Night Live.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're an actor.
Well, I try.
You know what you're leaving out is you're a great photographer.
Yeah, that's true.
I size it up. I see the old camera laying around. These cameras, I mean, these videos are amazing that you're taking, and each camera is identical.
Yeah.
And they're probably good Sonys.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
great.
that one's smaller unless it's further away from me.
No, yeah, well, that's the Salvador Dali edition. It gives you a strange perspective.
Yeah, you got it all covered. You got a master shot, and you got singles on both of us.
Yeah, the one for you, I don't know if we'll keep it, but
Yeah, I like the background, though. I like the pink sky.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
it's like pink popcorn. My wife, who's a large woman, I had to get headshots done. Do you know this photographer Ansel Adams?
Yeah.
He did her headshots.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's landscape right there.
What'd you call my wife?
Her head, is it like a landscape? Does she have like trees on her head and stuff? and
She's
mountains?
just large.
Oh, she's large.
She's got the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife, I took some pictures of my wife.
Oh
With
God.
my new camera.
Yeah.
She'd rather have me do it than some creepy photographer because she knows I'm not trying to sleep with her. You know what I mean? She does. She knows that. So I got some good shots of that.
Wow. Can we jump right into your book, though?
Let's jump into it.
Kevin wrote a book, and can I read a few words from your book?
Sure, man. Sure.
I mean,
There you go. Let me show what it looks like first.
Yeah. Oh.
That's the book. I exaggerate my brushes with fame. I've drawn a lot of celebrities, a lot of them my friends, caricatures actually.
Yeah, caricatures.
And next to it is a little anecdote, a little story about that person.
I'm just going to pick a random
Just random
page
and
and
open.
read a few
Yeah.
words from your book. All right. From.
That's one word.
Countless.
Yeah.
Dude. Fellow. Are you kidding me, guy?
It's all good. All good words.
I mean, folks, go out and get this thing, like, immediately.
I agree. I think if you read chapter 5, verse 3 by Paul, you'll see that there are some really interesting things.
Oh, here's growing up.
Yeah.
Dude.
Did you read the whole book already?
I think I read enough to get the feel for it. Amen. What I'd like to do for real, though, is we're both writers. I want to really read something from your book. We'll pick a random page.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is you'll read a sentence from my book.
Is that your book?
This is my book.
Are all the pages full of writing or?
Most of them, yeah.
Wow.
But I want to see what happens. We take turns reading
Okay.
a little.
I like that.
I'll go first.
As if it could be the same book.
And we'll just see what the difference is.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull open a random page and I'll read a paragraph.
Okay. Oh, whole paragraph.
But I'll go first and then you.
All right.
My wife and I were staying at a resort in Hanau, Maui, that Gary had stayed at about a week or so before. On our first day there, we came across a black and white border collie that strolled around the hotel grounds. He was very friendly despite having suffered a compound fracture to his back leg, which dangled from his body.
Yeah, it's true.
Tell me about that, guy.
Well, life is the thing that baby animals struggle to get up off the ground for seconds after they're born. It's the rumble of the storm clouds and the smell of the rain in the air before it even starts falling. If the spray from the ocean, when the waves crash, own the shore, and it's the ants that scurry all around when something split open their nest, Sid snapped at this settle in and then continued, life's the constant moving of the ocean, the shifting of the sands, and the best of the bird's wings, the heartbreak of a baby. And I hope that explains what I meant by the leg dangling.
Wow. So something from my book was able to explain what was in your book.
Well, it's more of a continuation.
What's that mean?
It's a continuation, but it's pronounced continuation.
Isn't that like a coffee? Like
no,
creamer?
It's an old Native American organization.
Oh.
Continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is I didn't know you had written a book, Crave, and it's quite frightening. The selfie you took is amazing.
Well, that's when some people get morning breath, I get morning body.
So I know what you're doing here. You have me bring my book in so you could show your book again. When did this come out?
Yeah. That came out probably like half a year ago.
That's not long ago.
Yeah.
For a book. And this picture, you look like an author on the back. You really do look like a Norman Mailer or something.
Wait, have you got a picture on? You don't have a picture of you on the back.
Well, open it up and turn a few pages in the back.
In the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yellow.
How are you?
Wait.
Keep going. Take another page. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
there's
wow.
my picture.
Oh, dude, you're such a great artist.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Guy.
Yeah. So this book is about your caricature drawings and your relationships with all your Hollywood
some
friends.
Of the people in there, yeah. Or my musings about the people I don't know. But you know what happened, and somebody mentioned this, is it sort of became a memoir.
It did. How so?
Well, because I talk about the different people in there. I talk about first arriving in L.A., and seeing Robin Williams, and then going to the Improv in one afternoon just to see the club, and Bud Friedman was there, and he brought me in, and then how I would, go to these open mic nights, and then how I got to meet Andy Kaufman and, Robin Williams, and then I got on SNL with the help of Dana Carvey. He recommended me, and his picture's in there, and Lorne Michaels' picture. So in that respect, it became a memoir.
Wow. And I got to say, because I'm an artist too, and caricatures are really tough for me. You're
an artist?
Yeah. I draw, I write and illustrate
You're very
children's
creative.
books.
You do?
Yeah.
But you're like a photographer, and I didn't know this side of you. I thought you were just kind of like some hayseed coming in from Nebraska or Kansas.
That's strong words coming from a guy with two scarecrows in his car.
So, but that's impressive. I didn't know you were so
well,
talented.
that's why I said off the beginning, we're very similar. We're artists, we're actors, we're comedians. We've both been on SNL.
Do you play an instrument?
I sing. I have a band.
Really?
I sing. I can play. I can improvise. But
what kind of music do you play?
So my cousin's in a band called the Bare Naked Ladies.
No, really?
And so we grew up doing music together.
They were on SNL when we were there.
Yeah, and so we have a hobby band called the Cousins, and I do all the singing and write the songs. And,
it's original songs?
Mm-hmm. And he does all the music. He composes all the music.
Wow.
But you have a band too. Are you me?
No, I don't have a band.
Who are me? I mean, we.
I don't have a band. I used to be in bands.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, garage bands.
Really?
Yeah.
I was at a garage sale once. I didn't see you.
You probably saw the guitar I had for sale.
Oh.
The hard part is you got to find somebody's garage where there's not cars parked in there.
Yeah.
Same for podcasts.
Yeah. But I want to get back to this because
Okay, you don't have to yell.
I
You
know,
don't
but I
have
get
to yell.
animated. I get excited.
You do.
Like, it's not easy. I know from being an artist, like capturing the essence of someone, like their face and like caricature drawing is not easy, man.
It's not.
And you are, I didn't know this about you. You are like immaculate at it. Can I show the one of Dana? Look at Dana.
Dana Carvey.
Yeah, I mean, these are really like excellently done. What medium do you use?
It's called multi-layer, I think it's called. So it's sketching,
Yeah.
a pencil or a pen,
Yeah.
and then going to tablet, computer, and then it's going to paint.
Wait, how does it go from, are you painting on the tablet, you mean?
No, I paint after the tablet. I print out the pictures and then I paint.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy process. You know, I didn't start doing this until pretty much the pandemic, a little bit before the pandemic.
Wait, you just found this ability?
No, I've always done it. I've always
Yeah.
sketched people, but I never colored them or finished them. You know, it's just a really quick, like a 3-minute kind of a sketch of
Yeah.
somebody. And people, you know, I do it in the clubs and I'd sketch one of the comics and they'd see it and they'd say, can I have this? Can I sign it? You know, because apparently they knew I would become a famous artist one day.
Well, let's not push it, guy.
Well, I will tell you that it's something that I love doing aside from stand-up because it's just like I had my first gallery showing in Brentwood.
Where? Well, I don't
Brentwood.
know.
It's still there. It's still there.
It's still
for
there?
another week or two. Yeah, at the Choice Contemporary on Barrington. But so I had an opening there, and it was really, I felt vulnerable because here they are hanging in my very enlarged paintings, like 40
Yeah.
by 50 inches.
Whoa.
And there's 15 of them, 18 of them in there. And people
Yeah.
are coming in and they're looking at it and they're looking close at it. I'm thinking, don't look too close. Do
Yeah.
not look too close.
Why? What are you afraid of? You think they'll see a blemish or a line that's out of place?
No, I use lime when I paint.
Oh.
And lime is very deadly if you get too close.
Yeah, you
It'll
don't-
burn your eyes right out of the socket.
You're the only artist people look at your work and they get Lyme disease.
Yeah.
But look at, I mean, your mastery of shading and tone and color.
Value.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Do you paint?
I paint.
You do?
I
With-
studied animation in college,
really?
so I'm very in tune with this. I'm not even having you on. These are really done well. I've been surrounded by incredible artists my whole life, and just these are really done well, Kevin.
Thank you, guy.
Yeah, amazing.
Let me show you a couple of my favorites.
Okay, please.
Gary Shanley, we all know him.
Oh God, yeah.
Gary Shanley. So some of these I have are my, people ask me, what are your favorites?
Yeah.
And I have some that are my favorites because of the story that goes with it.
Yeah.
Here's Eddie Vedder.
Oh yeah.
That's Eddie Vedder.
Pearl Jam, right?
Yeah, Pearl Jam. Wow. He used to come to my shows at the Improv in San Diego after he was surfing. This was before Pearl Jam. Yeah, he'd come all day. He'd go surfing all day, and then he'd come to my show because he was a fan. But then I found out later he actually was dating a server that
Oh no, you were
she
dating.
just happened to work at the.
Wait, why is that? Why is that bad? You seem like.
Oh, it's still great that he came. Freddie Mercury.
Oh God.
Right.
Look, see, just the key to good caricature is knowing where to accentuate like the physical parts.
Yeah.
And you're a master at it, man. For a guy who says he hasn't been like doing it seriously his whole life,
This is a fun one.
It's some of the best I've seen. That's
Howard
amazing.
But
Yeah.
thank you. I mean, I really, it's really nice coming from you, who is also an artist. And
Yeah.
it's, but you know, it's funny because when I did this opening, it's still
Yeah.
at the gallery for another
Yeah.
couple weeks. People would come in and they'd ask me a lot of questions about different technique, and I said, "Are you an artist?" They said, "Yeah, I'm an artist." So I like to come in. This
Yeah.
is my favorite one.
Wait, what is that?
More cowbell.
Oh yeah,
Christopher Walken.
that's amazing. So what would one of these sell for? Like one of your caricatures?
What do they sell
Yeah,
for?
yeah.
Well, with the big ones,
Oh man, that's incredible, dude.
he fetches 6,500.
Does he?
Yeah. In fact, they all fetch 6,500.
65.
But they're on big canvases. You know, they're on big canvases like the size of that picture behind you. Maybe a little smaller.
So the original is 6,500.
Yeah.
And are you making prints?
I don't have prints now, but I'm
No, I
planning on
meant did you
making-
do a caricature of Prince?
Oh, yeah, I do have prints.
No, I'm kidding. Oh my God,
Before
Biden.
Dane.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It is Biden. I'm sorry. Oh, you got me on that one, man. But when I was doing these, I thought some would be more popular than others.
Yeah.
And some of them people don't even really care about.
Oh, is that the girl from the King's Reich or whatever it's called? The chess girl.
It's the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Her name is Anna Taylor. Oh no, it's Anya.
Yeah. And these aren't scenarios where you have people posing. You just go off a photograph or
Anya
something,
Taylor
right?
Joy.
No thanks, I'm
That's her
busy.
name. Well, I had I actually had Joaquin Phoenix pose for this one. He
Really?
happened to have the costume still.
No.
So I had him pose for that.
What? Come on, guy.
Kept that pose for 8 hours.
You ever do a nude caricature?
No, but I have what comes with a book is a nude body you could put under them just to see what they would look like.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this book.
If you're doing a second edition, I'd be up for doing your first nudie.
Would you?
Is that? Oh my God, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston
Yeah.
used to be a hostess at a hamburger joint around the corner from my house in New York when when we were on SNL.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who she was. Just a young, cute girl. I would go in there a lot just to look at her, and she was always flirting with the waiters. And then 10 years later, I'm doing a sketch show out here. I'm a guest on a sketch show, and she's in it. And I say, "Oh my God, you used to hostess at this restaurant,
Yeah.
right?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "I used to come in there a lot and kind of just watch you and sit there, and you were always flirting." She goes, "I know. You've told me this story 4 times."
Oh wow. Was she creeped?
No, she wasn't.
Well, it sounds a little. I'm feeling a bit
She
creeped.
respected my values and my
Tom
intention.
Petty.
Yeah,
Tom Petty. Did you ever meet him?
I did.
And how did that go?
It was great. He was
talk to me.
he was on Gary Shandling's show, the Larry Sanders Show.
Yeah.
And so he knew Gary, and Gary would have basketball games every Sunday at his house.
You're a shooter.
I'm a shooter.
Used to play football.
That's right, I did.
God.
College football. So he comes because he's friends with Gary from doing an episode. And
Yeah.
he's not coming to play. He's coming to watch and smoke on the sidelines. And he would have a cigarette lit while the first one was lit. He had them ready to go.
Oh.
And he crossed his legs. His legs were so flexible and thin, it's almost like a braid. You can see he went around a couple of times.
Oh, like a flamingo's legs.
Yes.
You know who used to do that too? Rodney Dangerfield.
Did he really?
I remember sitting with him once at his house, and he had an empty pill bottle full of really thin joints. And he would let one go out, and as it was going out, he'd light the next one. And I was like, Rodney, stop.
How did you know Rodney?
Rodney, I did Rodney's last movie, Back by Midnight, and he phoned me up one day out of the blue when when the movie was finished. He goes, "Hey, Harland, man, you stole the whole movie. I love you." And he started inviting me over to his house and sitting down with him, and he told me he wanted me to write Caddyshack 3 with him. Like, it was really, like, in the later years of his life, he just really liked me, and we hung out, and
That's amazing.
it was pretty strange.
What was the name of the movie?
Back by Midnight. It was his last movie, his second last or last movie. It was it was really kind of sad that it was his last movie. I wish I'd worked with him. Like, I worked with him doing stand-up earlier on, but
Yeah. I mean, I did a movie with him that may have been his last. It was Little Nicky. I don't know what year that came out, but I played Tidhead, the gatekeeper of hell. So I had these 2 breasts on my head that looked so real. They put water balloons in them so they would jiggle. And Rodney's character wanted to have sex with my head in the movie.
wow.
And everybody loved these breasts. People got in line. The crew wanted to feel them. And a lot of times I'd be talking to them, and I would have to say to them, "Excuse me, my eyes are down here." Okay.
Yeah. If you took that hat off right now, I think I'd want to have sex with your head right now.
Man, you can go through the hat.
I can?
Yeah.
There's a glory hole?
I had a glory hole lift, so it brought it up to my head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, not to tell you what to do, you're the artist guy, but Rodney would be a great addition to your book because that face with his bulgy eyes, he'd almost look like Garfield the cat.
But what I want to do is,
Well-
I'm still learning this whole art. And
Dude, are you
There's
joking?
people on airplanes. I sketch people on airplanes when they're sleeping.
I'm
It's
telling
one of
you.
my favorites right there.
Why is that your favorite?
Because I like the way it looks, and I like the guy looking out the window and the two women sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a story there, but you have to really make one up or read a storybook next to it.
Yeah.
I think that these are just my initial kind of caricatures, and I think I'm going to make it even more caricature-y the next time, really exaggerate it.
So go even crazier.
Go even more because, you know, I had some artist friends, they tell me what you want to do is draw a caricature of someone and then do a caricature of your caricature, and that'll really bring it out.
Because these are borderline like portraits. I mean, they're like some of them are more exaggerated than others.
Yeah.
But what a talent you have, man. It's like
Thanks, Guy.
I'm quite blown away by it.
Thanks, Guy.
Oh, you're welcome, Guy. I just want to circle back to something because you glazed over it like really fast. I said I would be willing to be your first nude caricature if you wanted to arrange that, set that up. I would lay on a leopard skin or a seal. Yeah. I could lay on the back of a truck. I mean,
first of all, we didn't skim over it. I said I would like that.
Yeah, but it was real fast. It was like it's almost like so fast. I almost didn't hear it. So can we talk about that? Like, what's the setup? What do we do? What do you need from me?
Well, it's all about lighting. I mean, you know that.
Well, I've never done a nude, and if you're going to be drawing me,
I don't like to call it nude.
What?
I like to call it sexy naked.
Okay.
Because nude seems to be a little more, crass.
Yeah. But isn't this about making me comfortable? I mean, I'm going to be the...
You're going to be comfortable, believe me.
What?
We're gonna drug you up a little bit, so you'll have no nerves at all, feelings.
So it's on a hill?
No.
Well, why are you going to drag me up?
I said drug you up.
Well, drug is the past tense of drag.
All right, I'm going to tell you this once. I'm going to tell you only one time.
But can I hear it again? What?
Pay attention.
You did it twice.
Pay attention.
That's 3.
You're not paying attention.
That's 4, Guy.
No, I made it a negative.
So that was a backward twist flip?
That's white Guy.
You're good, bro.
Yeah. So tell me about yourself.
Well, when I was 7, I was an altar boy, and I know you were an altar boy.
No, I wasn't an altar boy.
Well, you seem like you were an altar boy.
No, I would never
Irish
be an altar boy.
Catholic. You can tell me.
I'm Irish Catholic.
But you were an altar. If anyone was an altar boy, it was you, Guy.
What was your experience as an altar boy?
Well, I was sort of in a gang. I was in an altar boy gang. We had
Were you really?
Well, yeah. I was in I don't know why you're smiling. I was in a red and white, the robe.
That was your colors?
That was the colors. And then we'd go out right after Mass, me and the 7 other guys. We'd run out. The priest had a lowrider behind the church at St. Timothy's, Father Perouse. And we'd put the top down and we'd head downtown and we'd do drive-bys. And not with a single shooter. I used a machine gun.
Really?
And I'd be hanging out that lowrider and the music would be playing. We'd have Snoop Dogg going. I'm not kidding.
Wait, you're shooting like holy water?
No, I'm shooting bullets.
Really
Holy water is for losers, yeah. And my crucifix is like flying in the wind and I'm just like... And I'm mowing people down on the Lord's day.
That's not very loud for a gun.
Excuse me.
Still not loud.
Well,
that's still not loud.
It's a recreation, Guy.
Oh, that's a recreation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
I thought you were doing the drive-by right there.
Well, God did recreations.
He did. It took him 7 days, and then he had to redo it.
Yeah, you had to reload.
Yeah.
But I was in a choir boy gang. So you never, or an altar boy gang.
And you were going against the choir boy gangs on the other side of town.
Yeah, they were on the other side.
Man, oh man, what were their colors?
They were navy blue
Yes.
with a splash of hazelnut.
Yes.
Kind of like what you're wearing right now, Guy.
Were you afraid of them?
Not really. When you got a loaded machine gun and you're rolling along at 60 mph in a lowrider with a priest at the wheel, nothing scares you then.
Not even the Vienna Boys Choir?
Satan could pull down his pants and flash his red eye, and we'd still keep going.
God damn. Wow.
That's what we said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you pray?
Yeah.
For what?
I pray for whatever I need,
You're more of a needy prayer.
Yeah. I think prayer is good when you get into a spot, when you're feeling desolate.
Like you really want something like a car or, a new bed or a camera, you pray.
More for soulful things, like, pray for happiness, for peace, for friends.
Why not just get a book on Buddhism?
I prayed for a book on Buddhism once, and it never showed up. So,
On Buddhas, man, those Buddhas, they don't really come through.
excuse me.
Was that you?
Yeah,
Okay. Is burp?
yeah.
Oh man, that was a good one. You're good at that.
So when I was on SNL,
Yeah.
well, I wasn't. I was in the studio. I was in the SNL studio once. But when you were on SNL, was there ever a character, Kev, that never got realized, that you in your heart went, you know, Hans and Franz and all the characters that came to life and became iconic? Was there one that you developed and you were just like, I know this one will take off, and they never let you, or somehow it didn't get through the process?
Well, there is a character. Good question, Guy.
Yeah.
There is
Thanks,
a
Guy.
character that I had brought there, and everybody loved it. The writers loved it.
Yeah, what
Al
was it?
Franken still loves it to this day.
Yeah.
I forget what the name of him was,
Yeah.
but he was based on a comic writer out here,
Okay.
and he used to be a stockbroker.
Okay.
And he became a
fucked
comic.
cows?
Yeah, probably. And now I can't tell you his name.
Sorry.
No, he did none of that, but he was a very good comedy writer.
Yeah.
And he was a stand-up too, but he was a better comedy writer.
Okay.
And his name is Barry Martyr.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done a lot of writing for Seinfeld. But we used to hang out at the Improv, and we'd be out in the bar area, and he'd come up to me, and he had all these little sayings like, "Oh, let's go shopping for swimwear. Let's go shopping for underwear. You and me. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me." You know. And he would tell you a joke like, Hitler's pretty much ruined his name for everybody. You never hear the thing, it's Hitler's for steaks. That's funny, right? You like that? You like me, right? That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's funny, right? It's the guy who's always kind of insecure. He needs to know that he's funny. You like me, right? I'm funny. You like me, right? Yeah. So to this day, the writers still see me and they go, "That's funny, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Right?
Why was it? Why didn't that character get through? I mean, it feels like perfect fodder for the SNL like arena.
I don't know. It might be just more of a funnier idea.
Did you ever push it? Did you ever develop it? Oh,
I wrote a script for. I wrote a sketch.
Okay.
I went to read through, but it didn't really.
It didn't resonate.
But it's one of those things that stays with people for a long time, even though it didn't get on.
Yeah.
I wrote a lot of sketches where I couldn't get another one on, like Mr. No Depth Perception, a guy who has no idea of the perception, how close people are, so he's really talking too loud and badly about somebody or whatever. So I wrote like a sequel to that, and it didn't get on.
Why?
But I think there was somebody did, or maybe there's a night at a club where they read all the pilots that never made it, that got turned down.
Oh yeah, I remember.
that?
I think Bob Odenkirk was doing that for a while, where they'd show, they had like a screening of all the pilots that got made but never made it to air.
Yeah.
There's got to be trillions of them. Did you shoot a bunch in your time, pilots that never...
one pilot that never got on. But I had everything I shot. I mean, I was on maybe 3 sitcoms, and they were all highly touted, and they never went anywhere because too many chefs came into the kitchen.
Like what were they?
Right. Well, one was came right after I left SNL. It was called Champs. It was the first pilot that DreamWorks produced. You know, Spielberg and Katzenberg. And Ron Howard.
Katsy.
Yeah, Katsy. And that was with Ed Marinero and Timothy Busfield and me and some others. And great.
I love Ed Marinero.
Great cast.
Delicious.
Another one I did was called Hiller and Diller, and that was with Eugene Levy and Richard Lewis and me.
And that didn't go?
And that was all highly touted too. Prime time. It
was on the air?
It went for like 8 episodes or whatever, and then they pulled it. And then most recently it was the most successful one with Matt LeBlanc called Man with a Plan.
Yeah.
And that was on for 4 years on CBS, and then the pandemic hit and it went away.
But 4 years, that's a huge run.
It is good. It is good, man.
It's weird when that happens. I did a sitcom with Gina Davis like years back called The Gina Davis Show, where I played her sidekick.
Really?
And that, do you need a nap?
No, that was Lockjaw.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes it tries to lock, and I have to go,
oh, God.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry I startled you with that.
Yeah, it was like one of the biggest yawns I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's not even close to it. You haven't seen me yawn.
Wow. It was almost like a glory hole.
Oh, you haven't seen my glory hole.
Well, take the hat off, guy. But yeah, so this sitcom with Gina Davis, and it's Gina Davis. It was one of the highest rated sitcoms of that year. Yeah, this is real. And they canceled it. Everyone was like, second season, and it's weird. You can't understand why they get rid of stuff.
You've been in some really fun movies, though.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Which ones were you in? Tell me, because I know I've seen you in some.
Well, I don't
Mostly
know.
dramas.
I don't know if that's for you. I don't know if my movies are for you, guy.
What? Just give me a description. Tell me the title of one. I'll let you know if I saw it. You weren't in Deliverance, right?
Deliverance. I was
Smokey and the Bandits. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, that too. Deliverance.
Smokey?
Yeah, I was in Smokey and the Bandit, and then Deliverance. Is one of my first movie. I was the kid with the banjo. I was a kid. Lockjaw.
Yeah.
You know, you get Lockjaw, right?
Yeah.
Like from a rusty. Did you?
Oh man, I cut myself on rusty can tops all the time because I collect rusty can tops.
You do.
I do. I have let's see.
Wow.
I have 753 last count, and they're getting rustier and rustier. I leave them outside.
Where do you get them, guys?
Oh, you know where I get them off of cans.
Oh, wow.
Like
There's
sometimes-
that word again.
Sometimes I'll go to the supermarket and I'll buy a can just to take the top off, and then I'll go back home and put it out there and let it rust.
You ever go to the supermarket and just take your top off?
I'm telling you what, people love that. They are absolutely love
Speaking
that.
of supermarkets, and everyone knows this, you're a major vet. Close the book. You're not. No,
No,
you're
I'm
not.
just spinning it. Oh, that lockjaw is
You're
something
not
else,
getting
man.
away from this. Everyone knows this. You're a major vegetarian. Go.
Go.
Come on.
You mean leave?
No, just let's hear it, guy.
Well, first of all, you're wrong about that.
I thought you were a vegetarian.
No, not everybody knows. No, I'm not a vegetarian. I was one for maybe 38 years. I don't say one, but
Yeah.
that's the way my diet was. I wouldn't eat meat or poultry or fish. But since then, I become a pescatarian in the last 16 years.
Oh, so you're Polish?
No, pescatarian.
Isn't that Polish?
Let me check with the judges. Polish? Pescatarian? No, nothing.
What did they say?
Nothing. It's not Polish.
Well, it sounds Polish to me.
Pesca.
Pescatarian.
Not even close.
Wait, what knocked your sweet ass out of vegetarian land?
Harland, good question.
Yeah,
Very,
I know,
very good
I know.
question.
Yeah, I know. You don't
Well,
have to
let me explain that to you.
affirm that to me.
I
I know
met
a
my
good
wife,
question.
and
Oh, she was made of meat.
No, she got pregnant. Not by me.
Okay.
And during her pregnancy,
Here we
she was
go.
also a vegetarian
Here we go.
because I didn't convince her to be one, but she saw the way I was eating,
Oh
and
God.
she loved that. So she became a pescatarian. She's from Nashville. No, she became a vegetarian.
Wow. Okay.
So we're both vegetarians
Yeah.
for a while, and then she gets pregnant,
Okay.
and she's craving fish, salmon specifically. She says, I would want to just swim in the ocean with my mouth open and just catch fish. So she had a real craving for it. So she started eating salmon. And that was the last thing I ate before I became a vegetarian. And in my head, I'm like longing for it. So I started salmon too. And so we both became pescatarians.
And after 38 years, and be honest for once, after 38 years of grazing in the front yard, eating leaves, I mean, did you?
I would hate to have been in school with you because we would have been getting in trouble all the time. And you would have been the instigator. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. But be honest, guy.
I'm always honest. I don't
know
have to be
you've got
honest.
an honest face.
It is so honest, man. I will tell you flat out. I got nothing to hide.
I know. When you've got the most honest face when you lie. Now, when you went from 38 years of eating lettuce and cabbage,
No
and
lettuce.
rhubarb,
No lettuce.
well, it's
No
my
rhubarb.
podcast.
All right, lettuce and rhubarb.
When you had that first salmon, do you have narcolepsy? Oh my God, are you?
What time is it?
Are you okay,
What
guy?
time is it?
You're nodding and yawning. I got a Walmart
You see the
sleeping
way
bag.
I'm
down-
hiding my smile behind the mic so you can't see.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
that. That's what I'm saying. We go to school together.
You are a wild.
Go ahead. Go.
After 38 years of vegetarianism, You eat that first piece of meat, or salmon as you call it, or salmon. Do you puke? Because you haven't had the meat in your system. It's your first time. What happened? Go.
I knew you'd say that.
Dude,
No. I lay back and I have a big smile on my face and I'm rubbing my belly.
But the human body.
No.
If you-
I had it before I was a vegetarian.
Yeah,
So
but
the body had already accepted it and processed it. I still had salmon in my stool by the time I started eating it again.
after 38 years.
Yeah.
What are you, a grizzly bear? God.
I just don't really. I don't vacate my bowels that much.
And can we not call poo stool?
Well, mine is a stool. You can sit on it. That's how big.
That's
it
how
is.
big it is?
Yeah.
So
It's a
you've got
stool.
like home log cabin stool.
You could say that.
Have you ever featured your furniture at IKEA?
I have furniture there now.
Your stool?
You got to put it together down there, though. Let's recap
Okay, I don't have a cap,
book?
but you do.
the book.
Yeah.
Lighting, cameras, art. Right.
Yeah.
What else? Reading each other's books.
I'd like
Caricature.
to. Can I read another little passage
Sure,
from your book?
sure.
Wait, where's my glasses? Here they are.
Let me get you one.
Oh, you're gonna pick one.
I'm gonna
Okay.
pick one so you could read it. You
Well,
can
the
read
other
it.
one was real. The other
Oh,
one.
real. You just got to start from a beginning sometimes.
Okay.
This is Chris Farley.
Oh wow. Okay. And this is to whet everyone's appetite. Where can they get this book, by the way?
You can't get this book.
Oh, this is yours. You
That's
just
the
wrote
only
one for
copy I
yourself.
published. Yeah, just the one.
Oh, I get it. So
Yeah.
I should read the whole thing.
But if there are other copies out there, they can
Mm-hmm.
get them wherever fantastic books are sold. You've got your Barnes and Nobles, you got your Amazon. It's also an Audible book, by the way. I know you're going to laugh at that, but it is Audible.
I
and
thought
they
you
can
were
see
a
the
vegetarian.
Finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
And they could find the pictures on the PDFs or PFDs
Oh, see,
and the Audible.
yeah, you said it wrong.
But I am
guy.
a vegetarian. I'm not a.
Well, you just said you're
An
an
Audible.
audible. Lorne Michaels scouted Chris Farley when he was a member of the famed Second City.
Yes.
I'm trying to
Yes.
read.
No, I'm just enjoying
well,
it as you read.
it's mumbling and it's interfering.
No, I'm just agreeing.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Go ahead.
Lorne Michaels
Yes.
scouted Chris. This isn't. Now you're making it sound sexual.
Oh, okay.
Well, it just
All right,
sounded like
sorry.
you were doing dirty talk.
Oh, no. I was just enjoying it.
Lorne
ahead.
Michaels scouted Chris Farley when he was a member of the famed Second City improv troupe in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. He did.
Chris and I worked on Saturday Night Live for 5 years, where I saw his talent as truly gifted comedian. Wow. He was the only person who came close to getting me to break character during my 9 years on SNL. All right, everyone in the world, and I'm not knocking Farley, but why does everyone in every interview go, oh, Chris Farley's the funniest guy that ever lived? And why is that? I mean, I thought he was funny, but everyone has just this huge reaction to the guy. Am I the only one that,
You are actually the only one.
what is it?
It's
What?
called jealousy.
No.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Like
People,
everyone, every guy from SNL, Sandler, everyone, everywhere you go is, oh, Farley.
well,
And
he
I'm
was
like,
unique. He was a character. He wanted to be like Belushi, John Belushi, and he turned out that he was. He got into drugs, and he died at the same age, 33.
but was he that mega monolithic, or are you just writing a narrative?
Well, I will tell you what he was. He was Chris. He was the Chris Farley we all knew. He was big. He was. He was just willing to do anything for a laugh, and people kind of like that person who is like almost embarrassing that'll do anything.
Yeah.
There's a guy that people love, Norm Macdonald.
Oh, yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm.
Norm was Canadian.
Well, Norm was one of my best friends.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Are you serious? I'm going to rip out this page for
I'm
you and give it to
serial.
you.
I was actually going to ask you about Norm.
Okay. Well, now you're asking me about him.
Yeah, tell me.
Norm had no college education or high school education. Did you know that?
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if that's true.
Well, you better save your believing and non-believing for the further story here. He was book smart. He read tons of books. How long did you know him?
I mean, I knew Norm since I was 25.
And you're 49? No?
You don't need to know that because I know you're probably
right.
going to do a online search.
So you can fact check all this, but from what I was told, yeah, but he's book smart and he could talk about any kind of topic. Also, very unreliable, as you may know.
Yeah.
You couldn't depend on him for anything.
You could depend on him for laughter.
Not always. Not always. Not always. Because sometimes his attempt at a joke was offensive and undermining. He was very what do they call it when you're argumentative? Very
Combative.
argumentative. Yeah, combative.
He was combative with you?
No, with you.
You know, me and Norm, people don't know this, but when me and Norm started together doing comedy in Toronto.
You guys were a duo?
Well, we broke up and then we weren't a duo, but we started in the same club.
Club, yeah.
Club Seal.
Is it the Castle?
It was a place in Toronto, and Norm, in the early years, not a lot of people knew this, had stomach cancer. And so me and him were best buddies in those early years, and we used to...
Are you laughing at the cancer part, or?
I'm Maybe. It was the funny kind.
Yeah, the funny stomach.
But I remember
He had belly cancer.
he had belly cancer, and Norm...
Oh, you know, this is a serious thing. We shouldn't even joke about this.
No, you have to, because that's what Norm would want.
Norm would want it, okay.
Oh, yeah, man. But Norm, when we were up there, he used to tell me, he goes, I want to be on Saturday Night Live one day. And me and him, and I found an old church and rented the basement, and we would go in there. Me and Norm would go down in this room by ourselves and do sketches together. We even made signs. We did this one sketch where we were sports broadcasters calling the color to baseball games. And so I painted a big mural of the Major League Baseball thing. And we'd sit at this thing and be, okay, over to you, Norm. And we'd do these sketches,
Wow.
but to nobody.
I had no idea that you were buddies with him like that.
Oh, we were very close.
Well, can we just
I
go
know
back a little bit now?
Norm
We
really
knew
well.
you knew him well.
Yeah.
He had cancer for 9 years, kept it quiet. Do you think that was something from the stomach cancer earlier?
I don't know what the later version of his cancer was, because the stomach cancer was cured. He got through it, but the cancer that came back later in life, I don't know what it was.
He might have had a couple of different kinds.
Yeah, but it was so funny because we would be down there doing these skits. We weren't recording them. We just did them. And he would always say, he goes, I want to be on Saturday Night Live one day. And I was such a big, you mentioned in your book, I was such a big Second City fan. Second City was more in my wheelhouse. But just when I think back, and then one day Norm was on Saturday Night Live, and it was just so cool to be there, at the beginning of that dream that he had. We were just doing these skits. We'd be down there for hours, like just two guys in a room to nobody, and we were just committed.
Well, that was the thing about Norm. He wasn't an actor. He even said it. He says, I don't act. I'm not a good actor.
You know what made me mad about Norm is he was an actor. If you look at him in the Larry Flint movie, he has a very small scene where he was required to be very dramatic and very serious and be a really solid actor, and he freaking nailed it.
Did he?
Like, he's only in the movie for about 2 minutes, but I watched him do that, and I go, Norm, that's it. Like, he had this sort of Paul Newman-esque kind of intensity, and I thought Norm's shtick was the anti-actor. So whenever he wasn't kind of forced to be serious, he would kind of, hey, I'm acting. He'd be that guy. But I think he had it within him to be a really good actor. And to be honest, because I knew him so well, I think he was a bit afraid of that, to tap into that.
Yeah.
But
what you probably also know that he liked to gamble.
Oh, yeah, man.
And we all learned not to loan him money.
Yeah.
And John Lovitz told me once he went to Vegas with him, and he asked to borrow $500.
Yeah.
So he gives him $500. Norm goes off into the casino. The next morning, Lovitz asks him, hey, Norm, you got my $500?
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, you get it. Yeah, Joe, good Lord. And the next morning, same thing. Norm, you got my $500?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get them. Wait, good Lord. And then the next day, Norm, and that went on for a couple of days. And finally, the last day, John goes, Norm, when you borrow money from somebody, you got to pay them back.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful not to pay them back. And Norm goes, what are you complaining about? You only lost $500. I lost $5,000. That's his way of rationalizing and thinking.
Oh, I went to Vegas the first time he ever went to Vegas. Me and Norm went to Vegas.
Really?
And I'll remember I was like out fascinated with everything
The lights.
and running
You like
around.
the lights and the shiny
sparkly
stuff?
things
Yeah.
and onion rings and Norm sat down at the poker table at like 11 in the morning, and I remember walking past that poker table probably 5 or 6 times until like 2 in the morning. And Norm was sitting there the whole time, and each time I went, he was just sagging a little more. Like, not because he was losing, but just he was exhausted. He just sat there. He never wanted to stop. We'd play tennis every day, and he wasn't the best tennis player, and I would beat him 99% of the time. And as soon as we finish a game, we'd be in the middle of the day, boiling hot here in LA. Oh, let's play again, man. And I go, you sure? He goes, yeah, let's go. So we'd play again. I'd beat him again. Oh, let's go. And then when he was up in Canada, just after his stomach cancer he was going through it, we'd go bowling almost every day.
Wow, you guys are tight.
Yeah, and Norm wanted to play. He was very competitive.
Yeah, very
and he
competitive.
wanted to play, let's play $1 if you get a strike and 50 cents for a spare. And again, I was getting a strike or a spare almost every roll. And I would always, he probably beat me twice at bowling. And every time, let's play again. Like he couldn't stop. And I was like, okay.
Very annoying to golf with, too.
Was he? I never
Oh, my
golfed
God.
with him. What happened?
He was competitive. He wanted to bet on each hole. And then also he has the memory. He can remember. He knows the entire golf rule book.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And if your ball is near the fence and you want to kick it out, and hey, you can't do that. It'll cost you a stroke, and it's like, geez, I hate golfing with this guy.
Yeah, especially if you're going to have a stroke.
But he is very competitive.
Oh, super competitive. I almost knocked his lights out. We were playing street hockey once, and this is when we were best buddies at the time, and we were in the corner going for a ball, and he just hammered me with his hockey stick right across my shins. And I froze. I went, what the? And I almost knocked his lights out. And then I just went, wait, he's my buddy. He's just coming out of cancer. And I stopped myself. I almost flattened the guy.
What was the reason you stopped?
I almost did it, man.
Wow.
I yelled at him so. I go,
What did he say?
He was just so competitive. He was so, and I was like, Norm, what the fuck? Like, I really lit him up.
Right, yeah.
And he was just, anyways, he was funny as all hell. And can I see his picture again? Can you show me?
Yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah. I didn't get a real good look at it, but R.I.P.
I don't know if I still have it in here. Let me take a look.
Oh, my God. Ants?
Yeah, let me see.
No, are there any drawings of your ants in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what I show is sometimes I show the evolution.
Oh, yeah.
So this was that. Here's Norm, like the early sketches of him.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And then I go to the next one. And then you turn the page and you see the next one.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, I'm glad you include that.
Some of them I do that for.
Yeah, to show the process.
Because I always thought Norm was a work in progress.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
What a character. Yeah. R.I.P. Norm. Holy smokes. Was he on SNL when you were on, or was that after?
No, he was on, I think the last 4 years I was there.
So I think it was you doing the Weekend Update, and then it was him?
Then it was him.
Oh, okay. Was there any kind of weird thing that you were handing it off to him, or he was taking over?
He was taking over. I got pushed out of Weekend Update because Ohlmeyer, the head of NBC, didn't like me. And eventually he didn't like Norm. I got rid of him, too.
Yeah, you fired him, right, for all the OJ jokes.
Yeah. But that's the thing with SNL.
Yeah.
You will ultimately get fired on that show.
Yeah.
Because they take everything you have, all the ideas, squeeze it out of you, and then bring in new talent. Get rid of the old talent.
Do you feel used?
No. I had a great time on there, 9 years. And you know when I realized it was time for me to leave, I would be going out to do a sketch.
Yeah.
With food still in my mouth from the craft service table. I was doing a sketch with, picking the food around. That's how relaxed I was.
When you say relaxed, you almost mean a bit like sort of over it too,
Yeah,
right?
over
Is that
it.
what you mean?
I had friends in my dressing room. They were like a party. It's crammed in a little dressing room.
Yeah.
And the TV's there. Usually you're watching SNL.
Yeah.
They were watching something else. And they had a blender. They were making margaritas. And I could almost hear them from the studio.
Wow.
So I thought, you know what? Aside from being kind of pushed out,
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to. And I went to do a sitcom, that Champs thing, the Spielberg thing.
Also a great chicken wing place down on Melrose, Champs.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean,
if you eat chicken wings.
If you're not doing the sitcom anymore, maybe you could waitress down there since
wouldn't
you're
mind
kind
that.
of in the zone.
I mean, Aniston's there now.
You've had this robust career because a lot of people have those peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
But Kevin Nealon, you've kind of cruised like consistently from SNL to sitcoms to movies. Like you've had a very successful and even keeled kind of push through Hollywood, which is tough. It's rare. Is there a philosophy that you can share or tell us about that's behind the way you approach it or your success, or is it just random?
Go.
Hold on.
Go.
Can you give me a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Go.
Well, it's not random. Some of it is random because you can't really control what goes on in Hollywood in this business.
Right.
You have to really sometimes expect the worst, but I'm not negative, but I'm always kind of trying to manifest things. But you work in this town. A lot of it's luck. A lot of it is luck. And a lot of it is also opportunity.
But those are external forces. Is there a through line within you that kind of, when you get out of bed or when you look at it, you go, this is what Kevin does. This is what I need to do to persevere.
I mean,
or am I overthinking
subconsciously, I'm always thinking about that when I'm looking in the mirror. I'm thinking, this is, I know what I'm doing here. This is, but what I do sometimes consider, and I've tried this, to do my own projects and not wait for somebody else to come with their project.
Yeah.
And that's what Steve Martin said too. He goes, he auditioned once, and he said, after that, I knew I'd have to write my own stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm trying to follow that. But I've written a lot of stuff, and it just didn't get made. If you write a script, that's hard. But then it's just as hard to try to sell it and get it distributed.
And then you can, and then you get them sold, and then it never goes anywhere. It's like we were saying, it's so frustrating.
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
When people complain, they come here and they think, why am I not getting anything? Why aren't I? And it's, it's why a lot of people aren't getting anything.
Yeah.
It's not that you're not talented. It's like, look at all the talented musicians that are out there.
Yeah.
And they're playing in a pub somewhere, where they should be, like Billy Joel or something. But like when I first came out here, I went to Paramount. I was 26. Wow. And I auditioned for this part. And I was really green.
Casting couch?
Almost. I was hoping, but no. 5 callbacks.
Wow.
And the producers looked at each other and they said, you know what? We're not getting any closer than this. And I waited a week, didn't hear back. 2 weeks, didn't hear back. Finally, they said they're looking at older actors for the part. And it was for Ted Danson, Cheers. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's brutal.
So I didn't get that, but I got Saturday Night Live, so I can't complain.
Wow. I was in a car once with my first manager when I came to this town. We were driving around. It was my first time out with him. I'd come from Canada. I had this manager, and this was pre-cell phones. But he was one of these guys that had a phone in his car.
Oh,
Remember,
nice.
some cars used to be rigged with
flipped
phones.
up the big phone.
And then they put the little headset on. So my first outing with this manager, I'm excited. I'm starry-eyed. Here I am in Hollywood. I'm driving around. He's like showing me around Hollywood. A phone call comes in. It's an executive from NBC. He goes, hang on, puts it on speakerphone. He goes, yeah, we're looking for a bright, up-and-coming comedian, someone that nobody knows to be the lead in a sitcom, blah, 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 blah. Do you have anyone? And I was just sitting there going, say my name. And he goes, no, I don't have anyone. And I was just like, what the? To this day, I can't figure it out. And I left the guy like 2 months later, and he couldn't figure out why. It was the most bizarre.
You never told them.
I never told him. I might have when we talked. I can't remember because it was like right when I got here. But that's the frustration of Hollywood. It's like nothing seems to make sense. And when you say it's a lot of luck, sometimes it is all just that weird.
I thought you were going to say that you found out it was something he prearranged with this guy to show that he was important.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was. But it actually was. I saw the show come to fruition. It actually was on NBC. It was like about a guy, and remember Alf was that alien? This one was about a guy who had a dragon. And it was like, but the fact that I was like right there, this was his chance to go, I'm your guy, kid. And he went completely the other way. And I was like so frustrated.
Yeah. Just trying to anticipate what you're going to say. When you wish upon a star,
makes no difference who you are.
Why aren't you married anymore?
Well,
go.
That's exactly what happened.
Did you not like marriage?
Marriage just wasn't kind to me. It didn't work out.
How long had you known this woman before?
It was super quick. It was super
same day.
Pretty much almost.
Vegas?
No, it wasn't the same day, but it was in the vast scheme of life, the tapestry that goes from beginning to end was really quick. And by the way, I never talk about my marriage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the fact that you even got that out of me is fascinating to me.
Was she an actress?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your wife? Your ex?
You got that much out of me, and that's all you're going to get?
Really? You don't
the
talk
fact
about
you
it.
Got that.
Why don't you talk about it?
It's very painful.
It's hurtful?
It's hurtful.
Did she leave you?
Won't go there.
She didn't go there?
I won't delve into the details.
I don't want the details. I want the broad brushstrokes.
The broad brushstrokes that
what time did she
are
leave
details.
You? What time of the day did she leave you? So,
it's just too...
she married. This is not about you, but did she remarry?
It's just...
None of this is about you.
Yeah, right.
I'm just trying to understand women.
Yeah.
So did she leave you for another guy? That's why you're like a little...
No, there's no, the dead end sign just came up.
Oh, it did.
You can prod and you can poke, but I can't give you any more info. It's just...
So you saw the dead end sign with her.
It's just too personal.
Well, just tell me your wife's ex name.
Carol Burnett.
Is it Carol Burnett?
Yeah.
But not the Carol Burnett.
The Carol Burnett. I never should have married an older woman.
What did she do when she pulled on her ear?
Coke.
Oh, it was coke.
Yeah, she did coke with her ears. I'm so glad we had this time together. Yeah, unreal.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Have you been in a relationship since your wife? That's not about your marriage.
No, I went out with Sade, the singer?
Yeah.
Coast to coast, LA to...
Oh, yeah.
And the real attraction was, I don't know if you've ever seen, she pulls her hair back. She has the biggest forehead I've ever seen. And what I used to love to do is come home after work and you ever do a tequila shot?
Oh, yeah.
So I'd squeeze lime on her forehead and put salt and suck on her forehead while we watched football.
Is that
Monday
true?
Night Football. That's true. That part's true.
I went out with Enya for a while.
No way. I have an Audi. Oh,
yeah.
You went out with your belly button?
How long have you had the Audi? I love that car.
Oh, they're great. I'd like to ram it into your sister's. Now, Enya.
Yeah.
I barely know you.
So, did you try counseling before you split up?
I did, but the kids, the Boy Scouts didn't like my ghost stories.
But what about your ex? When you went to therapy, right? You want to try to save it?
Well, I can't even go there.
Not even for that?
No, I keep asking. He'll probably stumble on something I'll answer.
I really don't care about your ex-wife, and I know you don't either.
I know, but I'd
I'm
love
just trying
to tell you
help
about her. But it's all
you.
about hitting the right question.
Well, here's a question then for you.
Here we go.
After she left,
right,
you were happy or sad?
One can never be happy when something you pour so much hope into comes to an end.
I agree. So
you can be relieved that the part that wasn't working and causing you both pain has dissipated and slowly drifted away, but you can never be happy when you look in someone's eyes and say, I want to spend my life with you, and it doesn't end up that way. It's crushing. And hilarious.
That is true.
Yeah.
On that note, I will say that one of the big One of the big painful feelings is when you're with somebody for, let's say, even a year. It's not just a year. You've lived your whole life with them because you're planning, you're anticipating the future, and you see yourselves in your 80s and, all the things you're going to do. So you've kind of lived through that in your heart and in your mind. And then when all of a sudden the rug is pulled out from under you after a year, you go, what?
And that's why you don't marry a genie.
Oh, was she a genie?
Well, it pulled the rug right out from under her.
Huh. Was she in the bottle, or were you guys around the bottle?
She was a drinker.
Was she a drinker?
Yeah. Bad genie.
Oh,
always
is that why
into
you
the
split up?
bottle. Yeah. She pulled the rug out.
Well, I don't want to pry anymore.
No, this is a great podcast. You're very provocative. I came here not thinking you'd be able to get this stuff out of me.
Was she a large woman?
Well, I told you.
Plus size?
Ansel Adams did her headshots.
But I know her head was big, but the rest of the body?
Yeah. I mean, she had a muffin top on her forehead.
Oh, wow, I love that. That's the best part of the muffin for me.
Well, what's great is, at night before we go to bed, I'd lift that Shar-Pei flap and look into her all-you-can-eat buffet eyes and lick the cinnamon off her folds.
That's the best.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
like
best.
sleeping with a Cinnabon franchise.
When I worked on SNL for Weekend Update, I got a
you were
death
on
threat.
SNL? Okay.
Not that one.
Okay.
It was a different one.
SNL?
It's ESNL.
Oh, okay.
SNL.
Yeah.
I was doing Weekend Update, and I got a death threat from somebody. This is before computers, so it was a handwritten in an envelope. Stamp
wow.
out. The guy said, "How you ever became so unfunny, I don't know, but I'm going to put a bullet in your big fat Mick head." Whew. So for the rest of the week, I'm so paranoid. I'm asking everybody, "Do you think I have a fat head? Do you think my head is fat?"
You do. It is.
Turns out it was.
Yeah, you have a huge
Hey,
head.
Can you fit into those clothes that say one size fits all?
Yeah.
And how do you get that on everybody, on all the people?
Well, you ever hear of mayonnaise?
Yeah?
Just line the inside and
Of everybody.
you're in. Yeah. As writers and as a former vegetarian, I can't see you. Wait. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I talk to you with my eye?
I'd love to hear your eye talk.
Hi.
How are you?
What?
We could run a string from those cans into another
To your
can.
eye? I want to, because you're a writer and I'm a writer. We both have books. Do you have a cinnamon journal? I keep a cinnamon journal where I put down little thoughts, and I'd love to read you from my cinnamon journal.
Love to hear it.
I mean, you're a,
Why do you call it cinnamon?
well, look
The
at
color?
it. And yeah,
Leather bound?
it's very, but this is kind of, goes to your years as a vegetarian. And you inspired me to write a little.
Did you type it on there?
Yeah, I type in pencil.
How do you, let me see it. Let me
Yeah.
see the way you.
Yeah, I type in pencil. It's like an ancient calligraphic art form. I studied in Japan for 4 years to type in pencil.
That's interesting. So you actually printed out and then pasted into that.
Yeah, and I
That's
text
smart.
in diarrhea. I hope you like this. I wrote this for you.
I do like it.
Well, you haven't heard it yet.
No, I like the whole idea of it, though.
From my cinnamon journal?
Yeah.
All right, this is because you were a vegetarian,
Yeah.
and I applaud that. And this is something I wrote. I thought you might like it. Parsnips and...
Love it. I love it already.
Oh,
I
well,
love it. You could put it away. I loved it.
I'd like
I
you
hear
to
some more.
take
Hear
it
some
all so you could take it with you.
Okay.
Maybe whisper it in your wife's ear when you're making love.
I love that.
Parsnips and parsley, green garnish fancy, Brussels sprout dancy, cauliflower romancy. I twirl in the cabbage like a coleslaw whore. I suck rotten lima beans through a school bus door. Hold me, sweet turnip, sniff my sideburns. Rub hazelnut oil on a puppy, skip to Meryl Streep's house and fart on her couch. Twinkle, twinkle, fun stuff.
You telling me you wrote this? I can't believe that.
Can I finish, please?
Oh, please.
God, you're rude. Twinkle, twinkle, fun stuff. Raspberry fudge. My legs have silver braces. but so does your sister's eyes.
Okay, let me just take that in for a
Yeah. That's from me
That's
to you,
beautiful.
guy.
That's
yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah, you're welcome, by
Did
the way.
you write those to your ex-wife and like every night or?
Oh, did you want to talk about my marriage and
I
stuff?
don't care if you wanted to.
Sure, I'd love to. I'm very open about it. What do you got? Go.
How many years were you married?
Holy, counting the jail time?
Yeah.
12?
12 years?
Yeah.
Kids?
Well,
No kids.
You said counting the jail time. So 1 outside of the clink and 11 in.
Okay. What were you in the clink for? Or was she?
She was in the clink. Yeah.
She was in the clink.
Yeah, she murdered our kids.
Oh, you had kids?
We had 9 kids.
Wow.
Offed them all. And when I say offed them all, she sprayed them with off while they were sleeping. And one day I said, "Oh, you're pests." And she took that pests off, deep woods off, right in their mouths.
Wow.
Poor little bastards. All 9 of them in one night. Shouldn't have put them in the tent.
Did your wife speak English?
Pardon me?
Did your wife speak English?
She did not. No, she was Vietnamese.
I see.
Yeah, that was her name. How
What
did
year?
you know? I see.
What year was this? This in the 60s?
This was 2023 we're in?
During the end of the war?
Oh, I thought you meant what year was this podcast?
No, I was asking how old your wife was.
Well, I like older women. Let's just say, here, one of the surprises, they said women can't have children over 85. And when she popped out those 9 little runts, and we were one of those progressive couples. We made placenta milkshakes.
Oh, nice.
Did you eat the placenta when you had kids?
We made placenta jerky out of it.
Oh, jerky, yeah.
That's the best.
We made hazelnut jerky nut squares too for Christmas. One of the kids was a Christmas baby.
We also had umbilical twisters.
Oh, those are so fun.
Oh, they were great.
New Year's Eve,
They were the best.
the breast.
The breast.
You have kids? How many?
Let's see. I have one child. He's an only child.
You looking to
Hopefully.
off them?
Well, we already have, to be honest with you. I don't want to.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about this. Much like your ex-wife, I like
Oh.
to talk about it.
All right. Well, this brings us to the last segment of the podcast, Guy. You're fading, I can see.
No, not at all.
What?
Not at all.
Do you have narcolepsy?
No.
Wait, narcolepsy's people who make love to dead things, isn't it?
Yeah. Then they fall asleep while they're doing that.
This segment, my friend, and you're going to love this because you love footwear. Words from a wooden shoe. What we do is you reach in there. This is an authentic Dutch clog. There's words in there. Don't look. Pull one out and see if there's a story from your life or something that happened that you can share with all our viewers, hundreds of thousands of viewers. What's your word, Guy?
My word is dreams.
Oh, okay. Anything you
I
can
mean,
share
that
with
could
us?
Be, sometimes I think dreams are another world that we live in. And,
Okay.
And this might be a more authentic dream that we're having right now, or more vivid.
Okay.
But I think since we spend half of our lives almost sleeping, right?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I only sleep like 6 hours a night, though.
Koala boy.
Yeah. But I love dreaming. Sometimes I'll have a dream and I'll wake up and I want to get back into the dream again.
I've had that.
You have?
Yeah.
And so, that's very difficult, but it does happen sometimes.
Yeah. Wait, you've been able to dream?
Re-enter.
Re-enter the dream?
Re-enter the dream.
But it's never the same.
No, it's not. Different characters.
It's sort of, you can sometimes re-enter the same realm, but then the people change or things.
Yeah. Now let's talk about recurring dreams. Do you
Yeah.
have any?
I do have one.
What is it?
So I've had this one for years, decades, where I dream that I can walk and then the strides get longer and longer and I can fly. I have it every few months.
Well, it's interesting that
What does
you
it
said
mean?
fly.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but because my recurring dream is I'm flying in an airplane, an airliner.
Oh, boy.
We take off and we're flying through city streets. And I'm worried that our wings are going to hit the buildings.
Okay.
And there's wires and everything, and we're flying. And that's just the way the guy does it. And then he lands the same way. He goes through the buildings, and he lands on a road, like on a hill. So it goes down gradually. And there's cars and everything. I've had that a lot.
Is that for real?
Yeah, because I fly a lot, and it was probably on my mind. But that is real.
Wow.
I've had that dream several times.
But mine's like constantly. And sometimes it's like I'll jump up or fly really high, but I never know how to land, or I never see myself landing. It's weird.
When was the last time you had a wet dream?
Probably last night because I sleep in a waterbed.
Is that true?
Yeah.
And that makes you ejaculate?
Oh, no, I just mean it's wet.
Oh.
I sleep.
Is it wet if you're not touching it?
The bed?
The water.
Well,
if it's not wet, if you're you can't get wet if you're not touching it. So you're not wet.
Okay.
The water, can the water be wet if you're not touching it?
What do you mean a wet dream? Can you define that for me? Maybe I'm not following.
Ejaculation while you're sleeping? Without the help of anybody else except the person in your dream?
Maybe when I was a kid.
That's it?
Yeah. What about you, Guy?
I'm having one right now. No, it's been a while for me.
You seem sad.
I am kind of sad.
Have you thought about getting a dream catcher so you don't mess up the sheets?
Have you ever, when was the last time you went to a strip club?
Oh, God. Can't even remember.
Really?
I don't like them.
Do you know the last time I went, I was in Canada, actually, in Toronto.
Oh, here we go.
I was probably 26, and I was doing comedy, and all I remember is right in the front row by the table was Bill Hicks, and he was smoking a cigarette and just drunk and just looking at the girls.
Yeah.
That was my last time.
Isn't that funny? He was looking at the girls and you were looking at him, a guy.
What does that tell you?
Maybe
A little hiccup in my life?
Maybe you want guys?
No, that's not it, but maybe I like to look at the woman from the side of my eye. Are you all right? You awake?
Huh?
Are you awake?
Sorry, what?
Oh, my God.
I think we better end this.
Let's end it up, man. Let's wrap it up.
I mean, do you need some cinnamon fairy to, like, help you?
Ooh, I like that.
Kev, what a treat having you here, buddy. You know, a lot of people told me not to have you on the show, keep you away, and
you know how much I like you and your stand-up and your sense of humor and your...
And likewise.
Yeah.
I think that's weird because today I found out I was you, and I think you found out you're me.
So even though that's a very non sequitur and it doesn't mean much to me,
means
I
something
still
to me.
like you as a person, and I like how unique you are and how ballsy you are and how you're able to weather all the disappointment that you spread, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't, but I'm going to...
But it's a compliment.
It is?
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Finally. Thank you.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that. And that's the only reason I came here, was just to tell you. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't have come all the way up here.
I don't like you saying those words after talking about the wet dream stuff. You said I wouldn't have come up here. I came
Oh, you see
here.
you're using the word resemblance there?
Well, it's just a little fresh.
Yeah.
Do you want me to set an alarm or something? It's really it's like...
No, I'm just relaxed. I
I
mean,
know,
you make me
but-
feel so relaxed.
I know, but I look at you and all I see is droopy dog. It's like, hello there, friend.
Do you know that sometimes I'll close my eyes when my wife is talking to me?
I've
because
heard.
my eyes are tired. I want to close them.
Yeah.
And she hates that. She goes, "Can you please open your eyes when I'm talking to you?" I said, "You know what? It doesn't mean I'm not listening to you. They're closed. Like a musician closes his eyes when he's trying to listen to a song. Really, I'm trying to listen really intently to what you're saying. Would you please stop snoring?" No, I'm not. I'm snoring because that's what musicians do. They snore. That can only go so far.
And then she says, "But do you have to do it while you're driving?" Ladies and gentlemen, can you plug the book, plug your
finally.
comedy dates, everything?
Yeah. This is called I Exaggerate My Brushes with Fame. It's a book of caricatures, of celebrity characters that I've painted, and it's accompanied by little anecdotes of how I know these people. And if I don't know them, like a Freddie Mercury, I'll just muse about maybe my first concert. So it's called I Exaggerate My Brushes with Fame. It's available wherever fine books are sold. You can check out my tour dates by going to kevinnealon.com.
And do you have Insta? Do you have Twitter? Do
I
you have
all that stuff. kevinnealon.com. Instagram is Kevin_Nealon. TikTok. I even got TikTok.
Oh, you are a partier, bro.
And what TikTok? I meant I watch. I call it a TikTok.
Dude, I want to give one more endorsement because I'm an artist. I draw, I paint, and I'm telling you, man, I wasn't joking around, man. This is mad skills. Like, you really can do this. It's beautiful.
Appreciate that.
I'm not even joking. It's incredible. Get his book. Can they get it on Amazon too?
Yeah.
Amazon. Check out the book. Great stories. Incredible artwork.
Try to go to a little mom and pop bookstore.
Yeah. Support the community.
I'm going to leave this with you.
You are?
Yeah.
For how long?
About a week, and then I want you to bring it back to me.
Okay.
And it better be red. I'm going to sign it for you.
What if I painted
sign it.
blue?
That's fine.
Okay, but you said
gonna
you
sign it right
wanted
here.
it red. You're
You
going
have
to
a
sign
Sharpie.
it?
Do you have a Sharpie?
Why don't you just make a circle? Like a crop
Well,
circle?
I need something to make the circle out of.
Well, we started with can. Why don't we?
How many people do you think are listening to this right now that started at the beginning?
I think my mom and dad.
Mom, that's how Canadians say it. My mom.
Well, I've tried to you know what I got to do? I got to hit the theme music. Then,
let's do that.
Then we'll know it's over.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Nealon on the Harland Highway podcast. Can you come back again tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying here.
Oh yeah, you got the Walmart sleeping bag.
Yes, sir.
Here he is. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Thank you, Harlan. This was
God
great.
bless you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And go.
Where
No, get out.
Where'd you get that music?
It's over.
Where'd you get that music?
Go. Okay. Take the headphones off, please.
These are mine.
Go. I said it early in the show and he didn't get it. I said go and he missed the cue.